Aloha Algebra 2. All right, we're chapter 5. Remember, you go to your notes. Today we are doing 5-8. Okay, we skipped 5-7. And we're doing polynomial models in the real world. So the cool thing about this lesson is that, hey, we don't have to show any work for all of this stuff. It's just your ability to be able to use your calculators efficiently. And you know what's really cool about this lesson is that people get paid some six-figure money cash, all right, to do things like this. Now, obviously, you have to have a college degree and all that good stuff. But some of the things we're going to show you today just touches the iceberg of some of these things that people do to predict what happens in the future, right? When we're talking about the stock market, you know, they look at these trends in the stock market to predict what's going to happen in the future, and our calculator enables us to do that, all right? Let's go ahead and get after it. Here are my notes, all right? It's going to look like it's only in half of the screen because we're going to use our calculators like crazy today, all right? And I just noticed, gosh darn it. It looks like my calculator there is, I'm going to fix this because I need my calculator on the other side of the screen. All right, class, so this is kind of the only way I can get it to work. So work with me here, okay? Because I need it. I need our calculator on the big screen here, all right? But we're polynomial models in the real world, all right? Let's get after it, okay? So kind of what I have here on the right-hand side, right? And you guys have this in your notes, is I have a table of values. And the question is, does that table of values right here, does that look like it would be linear, quadratic, or cubic? All right, and you probably have a guess just by looking at it. Here, let me get rid of this screen. But if I were to use these values here and plot them, would that be a good estimator for it? A straight line? Would a quadratic be a good estimate for it? Or would a cubic? What's your guess at home? If you said cubic, you are perfect, because what do you notice about this cubic? It goes through all of them. All right, and then there's a way that we can actually do this in our calculators to show that cubic is the best. All right, so what I need you guys to do is turn on your calculators, and we need to get it ready first for what we are about to do. Okay, and we're going to find what we call the best fit, the best model for the points that we are given. Now, in able to do that, we need to have what we call our diagnostic on. And to do that, I need you guys to hit second catalog, okay? And then that guy comes up. And then we need to go down to diagnostic on. Now, if I keep on going down like this, it's going to take forever. So I'm going to hit alpha D. Okay, and sometimes you have to do it twice. Alpha D. And then it goes down to the D's, which is really nice. And then we're going to go down until we see diagnostic on. And I need my diagnostic on. If you have trouble with this at home, make sure you come in for help, because this is essential for what we're doing. All right, I hit enter. Booyah. I got to hit enter again. It's got to say donezo. And then it means I'm ready to go. All right, now let's go ahead and see what happens. I'm going to plot those points. Okay, so these points right here, I'm going to plot those bad boys. All right, so let's go ahead. We've already done this in this class. We're going to go over here to stat. We're going to go to edit. Okay, let's go ahead and clear these guys. Remember, don't hit delete, but you hit clear, and then if I go down, it clears them all out. Now, I find it helpful if you fill in all the X's first, or the first column. So we got 0, and then we go by what? We go by 5s. Enter, 5, enter, and then it goes down. So I think it's helpful to do this, but you just have to be careful and make sure your points match up. All right, and I'm doing this with you, so I expect you to be doing it at home. Okay, that's how you get good at this. Okay, we got 10.1, enter. What's next? 2.8, enter. 8.1, and you have to make sure you plug these guys in very, very carefully. 16.0, because if you make one little mistake, it's going to mess up the entire problem. 17.8. Okay, and then I'm just going to show you something really cool that happens here. We're going to actually plot these guys, all right? But if you notice, I'm going to have to fix my window, and we want to predict the future. So let's go ahead. And if you look at your X's, your X goes from 0 to 20, but I want to predict the future. So let's go all the way to 30 here, okay? And then remember, our scales, we want to be 0. Our Y's, where do our Y's go from? It looks like it goes from 0 to 17.8. I'm going to go 0 to 30. Okay. Okay, now if I graph, you're going to notice something really doesn't happen here unless I have something in my y1. Okay, so we're going to go back here to y1. Probably have something in there if you've been working hard in class. And we're going to go ahead and delete anything out of the y1. And I'm going to show you how we can plot these points. Okay, let's go ahead and clear that equation. And then we're going to come up here to, it's called stat plot. So you're going to hit second, y equals, okay? And we're going to go to this 1 and we're going to turn our plot on. Okay, and if you see it has L1, L2, so it's going to graph those guys. So we're going to hit enter. We're going to turn that guy on. And then, hey, you know what? You can change the color. You can change what you want your little plot points to look like. I like my mark. See, there's L1. You want that. L2, those means they're going to graph the X's and the Y's. Okay, the mark, there you go. Which one do you like at home? And what color do you like? I happen to like a purple type color. And then if I hit graph, look what happens. Boom. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty cool. And then what I need to do is I need to find out what works the best from here. And for this class, we're going to be concerned with linear, quadratic, cubic, or quartic. And that's all you have to be concerned with, all right? So how do I know which one works the best? Well, I go second, quit, and get my nice, pretty, clear screen. And then I go to stat, okay? And I'm going to go over here to calc. All right, and I'm going to first try number 4. That's a line. So do these guys represent a line? If you look right here, no way, Jose. But we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to choose number 4. Okay, and we're going to come down here, and we're always going to store our equation in y1. So remember, we go alpha trace y1, which is number 1, and then we calculate. Now, this little r squared guy is huge. What's r squared there? R squared is 0.55. That means that's 55% accurate. So if I predict the future, that means using a line, that means it's going to be 55% accurate. Okay, and if you see that graph, does that line go through all those points? No way, Jose. So that is not going to be a good predictor. So let's all hit second, quit. I'm only going to probably do about 1 or 2 examples with you guys today because it's going to take some time and it's really just practice makes perfect. All right, and then let's go back here to stat. Linear was not good. It was only 55% good. So we're going to go over here to calc again. And now we're going to try that quad. Okay, quadratic. Does it look like a quadratic or a parabola? So we're going to choose number 5. Guess what? All the same. L1, L2. We're going to store it in alpha trace. We're going to store it in y1. Why? Because I want to know what the graph looks like. And then I'm going to hit calculate. Let's see what the diagnostic is, r squared. 76%. Okay, so we're better. And if I were to graph it, it should look like it's a little bit better. Okay, it went through, I mean, that's okay, right? But that's not great. So what do we got to do? I don't want to be 76%, right? I'm going to get fired if I'm 76% accurate. So we're going to go hit second, quit. Okay, and you obviously, when you look at the plotted points, you can have a better idea of which one you want to use. So we're going to go back here to stat. We're going to go over here to calc. I'm going to try number 6 now. And remember, you really just have to try linear, quadratic, cubic, or quartic, we said. That's all we're doing here with algebra 2. Okay, let's store that guy in alpha, trace, y1, enter, enter. Give me a good r squared. Booyah! 99.9%. That's like 100% accurate, right? If I were to round that, that's 100%. That's donezo. 1 would be 100%. And if I graph it, my guess is if it's that close, it goes through all the points. Spling, 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 spling. So that means it's going to be a good predictor. Now, guess what? We know these values 0 to 20 are legit. That actually happened. Well, what would the value be at 25 then? Well, all I have to do is hit, and we've already done this in this class, second calc, value. What happens if X was 25? Boom. And a company is going to ask you that, and you just made yourself some bank, some cash, right? Because you were able to tell this, like maybe it's the sell of Nikes, maybe it's the sell of Adidas, maybe it's your favorite clothes brand, maybe it's a CD, right? And it looks like the trend is going down, down, down. So that's when you would want to sell your stock, or maybe let's invent a new shoe or whatnot. Okay, guys? All right. Hopefully that made sense. If it made sense, you are off to a fantastic start. Let's go ahead and so that is all we are doing now. What I challenge you to do with this next problem is to hit pause and see if you can figure out which regression, which model best fits these 4 points. Okay, try to hit pause and do that. Remember, you have to check linear, quadratic, cubic, and quartic. And I'm going to go through some senses of when I look at the plot, it can help me to determine. Okay. All right, hopefully you hit pause. Hopefully you gave it a shot, but we're going to get started, and we kind of have to start over here. So we're second quit. We're going to go to stat. All right, we're going to go to edit. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of these guys. So I'm going to hit clear. Remember, don't hit delete. Okay, you hit clear. If you hit delete, it's going to delete your entire column. All right, let's plug in all the x's. I have 0, 1, 2, and -1. 0, 1, 2, and -1. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and fill in the y's and make sure you're very careful. We have negatives here. One thing wrong means the whole thing is wrong, and that stinks on the SAT, right? Because there's no partial credit given. All right, there you go. Boom. Okay, now let's fix our window right away. I think a standard window would be good here because it really just goes from -10 to 10 on the x's and the y's. So I'm going to go to zoom. I'm going to go Z standard. Oh, there's my plot. That kind of looks like a straight line, right? It kind of looks like a straight line. It doesn't look like it is. Ooh, that's from the problem before. I forgot to erase that. It doesn't look really like a quadratic, right? Like a parabola. That looks like a straight line. All right, so let's go ahead and test these guys. So we're going to go second quit. Okay, and then we go to stat, remember. And we go over here to calc. And I'm going to start with linear. It looks like a line. Let's see how accurate it would be if it was a line. And I'm not going to actually graph each one of these, okay? Alpha trace, y1. I'm just going to look at that r squared to save some time. Boom, 96% accurate. Hate to tell you, but if you want that big time job today, they do not want you to be 90%, 96% accurate. They want you to be as close to hundo as possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go to second calc. Let's just do it again. Ooh, second calc. I mean stat, I'm sorry. Let's go over here to calc. Let's go ahead and try a quadratic. I'd be surprised if it was quadratic, but I guess you never know. So let's check it, right? That company wants you to be super accurate someday. Let's check that guy. What do we got here? Quadratic, 90. Ooh, that's actually more accurate. How about it? If you can see down there, my graph actually comes up of what that quadratic would look like. All right, let's go stat. Mr. T said I got to check linear, quadratic, cubic, and quartic. So we got to keep on going here. I want that one hundo because I want that $6-figure dollar check. Enter, and then I go alpha y equals, right? Booyah. All right, all right, all right, all right. Boom. Oh, r squared is 1. That means it's boom, it's 100%. Watch this. If I graph it now I might want to look at the graph. That is going to be 1 hundo. It's going to go through every single one of those points. Check it out. And I can predict what happens in the future. You know, what is the value when x equals 3, right? What would that be? Alpha trace. We're going to choose value. We're going to choose number 3. And then, hey, I can predict the future, 21, whatever that might be. Okay, in this particular thing, they didn't tell us what those points meant. And so there it is. All right. Hopefully you felt okay about that. If you did it on your own, great. There's just another problem. We're not going to do that. This is a problem of cheese consumption. Okay, and we definitely have to make sure we look at this one. Why, Mr. T? Well, because if you look here and I plug those into my x values, it gets a little crazy. So whenever you have something when we're dealing with years, okay, and this will be the last one we're doing today, okay, where we're dealing with years. Whenever we're dealing with years, we don't want to use the actual year. So what we do is we start by saying let x equals 0 be 1900. Okay, and that's, sorry, let x equals 0 be 1900. Well, if x equals 0 is 1900, that means this point would be 10, 4. Does that make sense? Because 1910, right? 0 is 1900. And we always want to do this because if not, our graphing and our values can be a little bit misconstrued, okay? Or it's hard to look at graphs. So that'd be 40, 5, right? 1940, that's because 1900 is 0. And that'd be 70, 8. and that'd be 75, comma 10, and that'd be 95, comma 25, and that'd be, 2001, what would that be? It's like 2001 minus 1900 would be 101, comma 30. Okay, and so those are my points right there. Okay, all right, so what do we do from here now? Well, we just go back to our calculadoras. All right, and this is actually what people do is look at the amount of cheese consumption's going up. So let's say in the year, and obviously this is an old problem, okay, but let's say in the year 2005, how much cheese do you think people are eating? All right, and that helps manufacturers say, hey, we better get some more cows in here to make some more cheese. All right, so let's go ahead and look at what this one looks like. Hopefully I can get it over here. Oh, snappity dappity. I need that guy back. I think if I go like that, got to be able to plug these guys in. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and go back here to stat. All right, we're going to go ahead and edit. Last one we're doing, okay? We're going to predict how much cheese they need in 2005. Actually, why don't we do like a 2020? Or actually, we can do all those things. That's the kind of cool thing about this problem. All right, let's plug in those X values. Remember, we're not going to plug in 1910. Okay, if not, it's too hard to look at graphs. Sometimes it would be too big of numbers where our calculator can't handle it. 75, 95, and 101. Okay, let's plug in the cheese. People are eating some cheese. We must be in Wisconsin. 5, and then it goes to 8. And then it's like, dang, this cheese tastes yummy, yummy in the tummies. I actually love some cheese myself. Boom. Okay. Now remember, we're going to have to fix our window here because I do want to know what it looks like. And let's see, we went from 0 to 101. So I'm going to go like 150. Okay, remember our scales of 0 are always easier to deal with. And then what's our y? 0, and then I'm going to go maybe to 50, right? Because it went to 30. Okay, y scale of 0. Okay, I probably should do my y equals, right? Because it's going to have my graph from the previous function. But there we go. Okay, those are the points right there. What does that look like? Does that look like a straight line? I don't think it looks like a straight line. So guess what? Since I know for a fact that does not look like a straight line, I'm going to skip checking straight line. Okay, and you can do that if you know for certain. So I'm not going to do 4. I'm going to start with a quadratic. That could be quadratic. Okay, remember, I just want to check my percentage, and we want to be as close to 1 or 100% as possible. Okay, alpha trace. And why am I going to put this in there? Because that's going to help me predict what it is in 2005 or 2020. Let's check. That's 97%, 96.9%, right? To get our percent, we multiply it by 100. Okay, but that's only 97%. I'll get fired, right? My company wants to know exactly how much cheese I need. So I'm going to go stat, go over here to calc. Let's go ahead and do, what did I do? Quadratic. So now we're going to do 6, which would be cubic. Enter, enter, enter. We're going to go alpha trace, y1, enter, enter. What do we got here? B100, B100, boom! 99.7. Is that, I mean, that's pretty darn close to 100%, Mr. T, but we've got one more that it could be is quartic, right? And if it's 100%, it would be a better predictor. So let's check it. Okay, let's go ahead and go to calc. Quartic is the first time we're doing quartic. We're going to go to 7. And you know what? If this is not as good, that last one was 99.7. And then I'm going to have to go back up there and do it. Actually, I'm going to go, since that one was so good, I'm going to go alpha trace. I'm going to plug this one in y2. Okay, it keeps my y1 in there. Okay, let's see how this one does. Be a hundo, be a hundo. I want to make bank. 99.9%. So without a doubt, okay, the quartic is the best. I'm going to hit graph. That is the cubic. Remember, because I left that in y1. They're always going to graph y1 first. And it goes through all the points. Here's the quartic. Oh, snap. This even goes through the points even better. Right? So that means I want to use the red as my predictor. And if you notice, there's a big difference there. Right? Oh my gosh, cheese goes down. Okay, so I'm just going to do one with you. How much cheese would there be in 2005? So I'm going to hit second, trace. I'm going to hit value. Now, am I going to plug in 2005? No way, Jose. I'm going to plug in a 105. All right, let's see how much cheese we're going to need 4 years from the last point. Oh, and that is the blue. We do not want the blue. The blue is going to say to make 35.7. The red, which was better, is 33.39. So it goes up a little bit. And look, I can toggle between those two. But remember, the red had the better predictor because it was 99.9%. All right. Hopefully you guys did a good job with that today. If you were struggling, make sure you come in the morning for help. It's very important. And the calculator gets very important as we move here and do some of the future chapters. All right. Alohas.